you guys might want to wait to clap until after I speak. But I want to thank all of you for being out here, and thank Brian and his wonderful committee for taking the time to put this together. I want to encourage y'all to get around and meet one another. I think you represent the best that Columbia has to offer, and to try and have a very good time. But remember, we do have some members of the press here, so don't have too much of a good time while my friend Adam is here. I believe that this campaign is a campaign about Columbia's future. And some vivid instruction about what our future can look like often requires you sometimes to look in the past. As I've been spending these last several months talking about what the city can be, folks always, many of you in this room actually will comment about what's happening in Atlanta, or Charlotte, or Charleston, or Greenville. And so I sit down and I try to make good database decisions. We looked at Charlotte 100 years ago. And you think about the fact that Columbia and Charlotte were roughly the same size just 100 years ago. And Columbia has all these great natural assets. There are 3 rivers Charlotte doesn't have, a major military training institution that puts off $3 billion in economic impact each year that Charlotte does not have, a state capital that Charlotte does not, a major state university and research institution that Charlotte does not have. Yet over the last several decades, Charlotte's outpaced us. And I'll tell you, the one ingredient that Charlotte has had is they've had leadership. Leadership that thinks forward, thinks big about what the possibilities are, and that's been lacking here in Columbia. I want to ask you to join me in changing leadership in Columbia. I appreciate that, people. Helping this city is always going to have somebody in the amen corner. That always happens to be DJ for some reason or another. DJ has to come to every event with me. Stay close, okay? Stay close. But helping us restore some sense of accountability to our government, working to create a safer community, and developing a real grand vision about what this city can be, not just in 4 years or 8 years, but in 20 years, in 30 years. And doing it as one city, as one Columbia, not as a black Columbia, a white Columbia, or a younger or older community. There's so much that can be done. Initially focusing on economic development, how we make the city much more responsive to creating jobs, good knowledge sector jobs that keep our young, talented professionals like all you guys here in this room here in Columbia. I know that we can do it. I know that we can do it together. I know that we can do it in a campaign that's aggressive, but also cordial. This campaign is not about unseating an incumbent. It's about changing the face of the city, and making it a bold and vibrant and energetic place where people want to live and people want to grow and raise families. And that's what it's going to be all about. So I ask you, if you're going to help us, there are a number of different ways to help us. Many of you know you can give your time, you can give your talents, and you can give your treasures. Some people can give in different ways. Some of us have more time, some of us have more treasures, and some of us have very specific talents. So I'd ask you to please, if you have the ability to give whatever measure you can accordingly. If you have some time, I want your time. There'll be many opportunities to volunteer for this campaign. If you have some specific talents, we want to leverage that in this campaign as well. So make sure that before you go, give if you can, but make sure we have your contact information so that we can contact you about the various opportunities to get involved in this campaign to help us spread the message. This campaign is going to be about creating a real vision about where Columbia can be and what we can be. It's going to be about providing some leadership to get there, and it's going to be about restoring some accountability to City Hall, which I know we can do together. So thank you so much. I won't belabor the obvious. This is meant to be a fundraiser, but also a fundraiser. Get around, mingle, meet each other, create some new friendships, and hopefully over the next 7 months we can work towards changing Columbia. Thank you and Godspeed.